Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider hitting the subscribe button, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. Oh. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Death card, but we also had the Six of Cups that popped out, right? I feel like your life is transforming, that things are changing for you in a very positive way. Okay? I think you're somebody who is seeing some results from what you're doing, you know. I think you're seeing some growth, you're seeing an evolution, and you wanted a confirmation that things were going in the right direction. Well, there you have your Six of Cups. I think it's a big yes, right? That your goals are in line with your purpose. The way you have been developing and evolving and the steps you've been taking forward have been very positive steps. It's kind of like it's the daily effort, right? It's the daily drop in the bucket that makes the biggest difference. The Death card reminds us that real change is slow. It's a process that takes time to really do it right, you know, to construct our life, to change who we are, to evolve who we are. And evolve our life externally, it takes a lot of time. Nothing happens overnight, right? This is the fundamental force of the universe, the nature of nature. It is change, right? This card should be called the change card or the rebirth card. I feel like the universe is asking you to let go of something and to embrace what's coming ahead of you. Yeah. I think there's something that, I think it's a shift. It's something that's been building up in you a long time, and it's maybe time to finally make that transition over to this new calling. I feel like you're kind of chosen for a destiny here, you know? And we got to clear out the old, make room for the new, whether we like it or not, you know? And that's sometimes what the Death card reminds us of, that there's not always a pleasant experience with the Death card, right? There's not always we're not always consulted whether or not things are okay to leave, or though it's okay for life to change. Very often, it's not something that we're asked about. The universe, the Death card doesn't need our approval, doesn't really even need our participation. It's going to drag us forward, kicking and screaming if it has to. So I feel that this is us trying to let go of the need, really, for things to always feel okay. Yeah. I think that we're being called to a new phase of life. Yeah. And I think the Six of Cups is here to remind you that this is for the good of your destiny, for your life, for your soul, right? This is maybe not a pleasant card, but it is one that has your highest good in mind. Okay? It's a fear, perhaps, that we have to overcome, and I think that the Six of Cups wasn't supposed to come out of the deck, you know? It did, because I think that right now you need a confirmation that things are going to be okay, that the transformation that's taking place in your life is meant for you. And if we embrace it, if we try to live in harmony with the process of change, we'll have a much more pleasant experience, okay? Because it's happening whether we like it or not. Whether we feel like we are ready or not, it's happening. So perhaps the Six of Cups is us emotionally trying to harmonize with the process of change on the emotional plane, right? We're trying to harmonize with this process of change. We're trying to be okay with the way life is going right now. We're trying to be okay with the transformations, the metamorphosis that ourselves and our lives are taking right now. Okay, let's put this card into a little bit of context. There's a lot going on here. So maybe that is the obstacle, right? Maybe the obstacle is us harmonizing with that, trying to be okay with the course of events of our lives, with the way things are changing. Here we have a Queen of Pentacles. We have that Moon card. We have a Queen of Swords. And we have the High Priestess. Very nice. We've got the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, 3 and 3, right? The 6, the harmony. We have a Princess of Wands, and we've got a Prince of Swords. Prince of Swords is a reference to the Star card. It's an Aquarius energy. It's a fixed air energy. It's kind of Spirit's way of saying, keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep going ahead. Stick with the plan. Stay focused. Follow your spiritual GPS here. Stay locked in. Things are going to be okay. Yeah. We have also that High Priestess, which is the light coming off of the star, coming from the divine. Okay, this is the message itself. This is the High Priestess is basically trying to hold our hand and pull us toward our best life when sometimes we're resistant to that. And so that's why the Six of Cups is our struggle right now, our conflict, our quest, our challenge is to try to be okay with the way life is changing and developing and where our destiny is taking us when we're being pulled by the hand by that High Priestess. Okay, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it right over here with our very own Kelly Kapoor right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction down in the comments. All right, let's do it together. Let's trust that intuition, which is, of course, our High Priestess. Yeah. So the central struggle, right, we're looking at a series of 3 major arcana energies. Going into the dark, scary forest, where there's a lot of fear, there's a lot to be scared of. Things are changing. Things that gave us comfort in our life are no longer there. We're kind of going through that, we're going through the dark wood. Okay, and we're trying to trust in that process. This is us trying to live in harmony with that. This is your destiny. You're being chosen. Your destiny is unfolding here. This is you trying to be okay, trying to go through this in a balanced, harmonious way, saying, okay, I trust it, I'm okay, I believe that this is all happening for my highest good, I believe that the universe loves me. There is this, this is where our courage really needs to be enacted, needs to be invoked here, right? Because we're trying to be maybe internally composed, tranquil, accepting, loving, balanced, right? Sometimes this is a card of joy, of delight, right, of pleasure. And I think that we're trying to remember that the unfoldment of our destiny is not always going to feel pleasurable. It's not always going to be delightful. But it still can have my best interest, in mind, in universal mind, right? So just because it doesn't feel good doesn't mean that it's not good for us. I think maybe the universe right now is removing some things from your life that don't need to be there in preparation for your destiny to continue to unfold, okay? You may have a feeling right now that life is taking a long time. It's been like this for a long time, right? That you could be saying, yeah, I've been trusting the process. I've been going through the dark, scary forest, but when the heck is it going to be done? How big is this forest? Sometimes this is the card of things taking way too long. Okay. Again, this is us trying to harmonize with this process of change. Okay. Now, underneath the surface, as part of your unconscious influence, a deeper emotional undercurrent, perhaps, is this Queen of Pentacles looking at the past. Looking at the long and winding road that we'd already been through, right? And perhaps trying to understand where we've been. Understand it's like a recapitulation. We're trying to look back at perhaps the beginning of the forest or the portion of the dark, scary forest that we've already been through, okay? We're looking at our history. We're looking at all the challenges, all the fears, all the darkness of life, all the things that have happened, right? Looking at the long and winding road and trying to understand how it was all arranged, why it happened the way it happened. You know, is it just random nonsense of pain and just like a completely arbitrary universe? Just complete chaos? Or was there a path? Can I trace the thread of my life, you know, to this present moment and realize that, yeah, everything that I've ever been through has been for a reason. Everything that's ever been taken away from me, everything that I've ever loved and lost has led me to this present moment. So we're trying to find the meaning to it all, you know. We're trying to I think this is what we need. I think unconsciously we know, deep down I think we know that there is a thread, there is a path that we've been on, even if we haven't always been consciously aware of it, even if we haven't always enjoyed it. But it's always been there. And I think if we look down into ourselves and we see that Queen of Pentacles, we may see that who we are right now is a result of every thought, word, and deed that we've ever issued forth in our life. Okay? This card has a deep understanding of kind of cause and effect, a deep understanding of karma. Okay? And we may see that, yeah, you know what, the universe wants the best for me. And I know that I had to go through some of these things. You know, I had to go through some of these issues, some of this darkness in order to get where I am now. Okay, so we're understanding the reason why we're here right now going through what we're going through. But I think there's too much of a connection to the past here. We don't want to get stuck down here, right? This card is always looking at the past. Well, we need to look kind of toward the future too. This is us consciously looking at the past. This is a Queen of Swords, right? So we're trying to find the details. We're looking at the long and winding road, and maybe this is that card of the sort of conscious attempt to look at the past and understand what these past influences were. Okay, this is a fear. This is a big transition in life. This is when we decided to enter that dark, scary forest. Okay, and this was a doorway. Let's do a divine doorway card. And this might be a card of fear. The morning memory. Its healing gift runs a destined course. The morning dawn, our inspired source. The morning dawn. Right? The healing gift. Facing those fears. Maybe this is fear. This is a past fear that no longer supports our growth. Maybe these are the things that we're realizing, those are things that don't need to be in my life. Okay? The confronting, the entering of the dark, scary forest may be a phase of letting go of things, purging things that aren't fostering growth or healing or the success or the evolution, the transformation of my soul, right? Maybe there are back here unconscious habits, personal vices, limiting beliefs, complexes, experiences, attachments, regrets, fears, generally all that sort of stuff, all that nightmare stuff. Maybe us entering the forest is kind of symbolic of us detaching from all of those things, confronting our fears and letting go of these. These are things that no longer support us in our transformation. Yeah. Now, up top, we do have that Queen of Swords who is looking objectively at this past, Just as the Queen is sort of unconsciously looking back at the past and understanding, there's a deep understanding of the karma, all right, the things that we sort of go through and what they mean and how we can unravel those knots. Up here, though, is a reflection. Okay, we're trying to look objectively at our life, seeing past, present, and future, and seeing how it's all unfolding. Okay, I think, Cancer, that you're somebody who likes to understand. You like to see the bigger picture. I think what you're hoping for here is that with the High Priestess asking you to trust the process, you also are trying to get this bird's eye view and saying, I want to see the process. I want to see how it all unfolds. I want to understand. It's one thing to just trust the unfoldment of our destiny this way and say, okay, I'm gonna hold your hand and I'm gonna go through these transformations, no problemo. But the Queen of Swords is saying, I want to know why. You know, I want to know what it's all for. I want a confirmation that that I'm doing the right thing. You know, and I think that we got that Six of Cups kind of dropped into our lap here to say, yes, everything is fine. Don't worry. You know, you can't help but worry, I think, because I feel like this is the card that wants to see the bigger picture. I want to know that my efforts, that my thoughts, words, and deeds, that my practices, that my choices, that my evolution, my transformation is really truly, you know, in harmony with the universal mind, right? In line with my destiny or my purpose or my true self or God, goddess, deity, whatever you want to call it. And so we're looking to find that sort of congruence. We're looking for the symmetry in life, okay? And I think that we're getting that in a certain way where it's Spirit's way of just saying, yeah, everything's okay. Just trust the process, you know? But it doesn't quite satisfy the curiosity of the Queen of Swords, who wants that objective. It's like, yeah, you know, you can tell me all day long that it's still not going to make it true for me. I want to see it objectively. I want the data. I want to see the proof, right? Spirit's asking you to trust a feeling, you know? Trust the feeling, trust the process. And you're saying, no, I'm not going to trust the feeling. This is a card that's detached from feeling. This is a card that I'm not just going to listen to how I feel. I want to know. I want to see the data. This is detached from emotion, but Spirit's saying you got to trust the feeling. This isn't a rational process. There's no way to explain how 1 + 2 + 3 + 4 and blah, blah, blah. There's no equation that we could give you to satisfy that need for understanding. It has to just be, I mean, you can look at the past and you can try to see how everything has worked out, but it all really does come down to the trust, and it's an irrational trust. Trusting in a feeling, trusting in your intuition. Now, this High Priestess is in the position of your kind of projected future, right? The immediate future is you taking the hand of Spirit and being guided forward. Okay. I think that this is the only way forward right now, is to trust the process, and realize that the High Priestess is always leading us to our best life, even if it feels like we're being dragged through the briar patch, even if it feels like we're being dragged through the mud. We feel uncertain, right? We feel a pain of kind of the detachment from all of the past stuff or whatever it is. It's not easy, right, to trust the process. It's not easy to take the hand of this the starlight. Really, this is that divine light that comes into our life and tries to direct us, and it's a difficult thing, right? Leading us through maybe a bit of a dark night of the soul here. Now, Path of the Serpent, let's talk about this. By the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. The readings are totally free. Okay? Your general energy is the Three of Pentacles. You're somebody that likes to understand the process, and it's again, it kind of goes with that the Queen of Swords. A deep need to understand how things work and why they work. It's like you'd rather know the process than be practicing the thing, You know, for me, as an example, I was an EMT for a short period of time. I wanted to learn the information. I wanted to understand the science of medicine and emergency care and all that stuff. I wanted to know. I wanted to really build it into me, an understanding of that stuff. I didn't care so much about practicing it. You know, it was, and for a lot of reasons, it was. I realized that my interest was in knowing and understanding that realm, right? Not so much in the practice of it, but I think that what we're learning through the air and the earth here is that the understanding of something, the deep understanding, is through the experience of it. You can get the bird's eye objective view, and you can look at the material, and you can study it all you want, but until you live that life, you're not going to come to that deeper understanding. So understanding comes through the intellect, the air, and as well as the body. And the harmony between the two. The harmony of the heart that's okay with doing this process, even when it's not the most fun thing, right? So the three of Pentacles, I think, is realizing that body, heart, and soul have to be working together. Body, heart, and mind, right? Three of Pentacles. It's the body, the heart, and the mind, right? In order to unfurl our destiny, we have to harmonize our thoughts, our feelings, and our body. You know, our movements, our actions, our choices, our decisions, and we harmonize with our feelings. And so that is that's the recipe for the right evolution and the right progress here. Okay. The next card, of course, in your environment is the Three of Cups. Three of Cups in terms of your relationships. I think it's an idea that we need to have more expression of our emotions. We need to express love and gratitude, compassion. We need to send out the vibrations of love and hope and well-being, and we need to appreciate people and tell people we love them, and we need to feel our gratitude. Not just write it down, but feel it, right? And when we do that, when we're very generous and giving in our love and our abundance, we're going to attract more of that. Okay, so this is you kind of sending out good vibes in your life, and I think the Six of Cups is you getting them back. You're sending out all that love into the world. Okay. And I think that this is us also being able to express our needs, express our desires, express how we feel. Even if that is us expressing our fears, our worries, and our concerns. We have someone that we can talk to about this and say, you know what, I'm going through a tough time right now and it's freaking me out. You know, to get reassurance, to get like some kind of support, someone to lean on, you know. We don't have to feel like we can only express positive emotions. Like this is a card that usually it's about expressing love and joy and gratitude and all that stuff. Because yeah, we want it to come back, and that it makes sense. But we don't want to feel as if we have to always be happy. At any time I see my friends or my family, everything has to be great. Oh, how you doing? Ah, swell. And we can say, I'm not doing so good. You know, do you have people in your life that you can talk to that way? That when they say, hey, how you doing? They really want to know. And that you feel that you can say, I'm going through a difficult time. You know, I'm going through these changes in my life, and I'm not really sure how to be okay with it all, you know. So we've got to seek out relationships of that nature, to where we feel that we have space, that we are allowing ourselves to express ourselves, right? The Princess of Wands here in the position of the obstacle, or the fear, the worry, the concern, yeah. This is a card that likes to start new things, likes to do a lot of different things, and doesn't ever really get too attached to any of them, though. Likes to set a little fires, start little projects, has little areas of mess all over the house, but doesn't ever commit to anything. This is almost a sense like I like to engage in life in a superficial way. I don't want to ever get close to anybody. Okay? Maybe you're going through that kind of a transition in life where someone close to you has passed into spirit. We don't know why things have to change the way they're changing, but they are, right? And the worry here is that we're never going to want another intimate connection. We're never going to have another intimate connection. This could be the fear too, that there's part of me that wants to just quit and give up on this path. Maybe this is a career path, a creative path, or relationship stuff in general, family stuff. This is kind of saying, well, you know, I feel this impulsiveness that just wants to run and abandon this and do something else because it's too hard, because it's too scary, because it's too painful, or it's taking too long, etc. I don't know what your destiny is. Okay, this could be anything. We don't have a lot of earth energy in the reading because it doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that you're trying to align yourself with this process of unfoldment, right? You've been chosen for this destiny, and we've got to find a way to sort of to see it, to acknowledge it, to understand it, to accept it. Yeah. Without being this impulsive Princess of Wands who is superficially dabbling in a lot of things but never actually immerses in anything and never connects with anything and never commits to anything and never has that deeper, richer experience of life. Okay? And this is someone who is avoiding the deeper issues by just living on the surface of their desires, of their impulses, of their excitement, that sort of thing. The final card here is the Prince of Swords. It is a fixed air energy. It's basically Spirit saying, keep your GPS locked on target. Keep going down this road because it's meant for you. Don't abandon things. This is your path and everything's going to harmonize. Things are going to be okay. We've got to keep going. We don't want to give up. This is a reference to an Aquarius energy, a star energy. It's kind of like, it's the star energy in action. So this is you locked in your spiritual GPS and just keep following directions. Keep following what the thing's telling you, Keep following your intuition. Stay locked in with this starlight. Right? This is that message coming from the divine, and it's just fix your mind on that and just keep going down the road you're on. Okay. Let's look at the mystery card and see what this is. Maybe it'll be the star. Maybe my iPhone startled me. The star confirming for us, answering us. I guess that's a confirmation. This is going to be the star. How much you want to bet? If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Well, I felt myself jump a little bit. There's supposed to not be anybody else in here. Here we go. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, Siri was right. It is the star card. And I think that this is a confirmation. This is a really big deal in your life. Okay? Now let me just go ahead and turn her off. Okay. Gosh. Yeah, so this is a confirmation that you're on the right path. Okay? Your direction right now aligns with your soul's purpose. This is a wonderful confirmation. I mean, it's perfect. It's the light coming from the divine that's kind of illuminating a lot of things in life that very often we don't want to see. It's showing us where our knots of karma are, showing us where our healing needs to take place, showing us what we have to let go of, what fears we have to confront. But it's a confirmation that's saying your healing is working, that you're on the right path, you're going in the right direction, even if it feels slow. The transformation is taking place, okay? Trusting in the timing, allowing the universe to guide you toward what is meant for you, even if it hasn't fully materialized yet. There's not a lot of earth energy, right? Your vision is valid. The dream or goal that you're holding on to is not only real, but it is supported by the universe. You are divinely supported. Look for signs and symbols and synchronicities and the intuitive nudges, right? These are all confirmations that you are indeed being led by the starlight. Now, the high priestess is the light coming off of the star reaching you. Okay? So the star's up above, sending the starlight down, reaching you, and then, of course, you're doing what you will with it. You're the magician here. Okay? So the star is really a good confirmation. Don't give up. Keep going. I feel like you're a lot closer than you think. Okay? Now we're going to do an extended reading. We're going to do some oracle cards and an I Ching hexagram. There's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Cancer are on, what does it say, Tuesdays and Fridays. Okay? Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Readings are totally free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.